I'd like to introduce you to Acona.
So as you may remember, I came out as bisexual last year. And since then, I have been dating women. And what I found...
Hold the fuck on. You're not bisexual. Okay, if you're double dipping, you're gay. Now, whether you're a gay man or a gay woman, you're gay. Plain and simple. Just because you swing both ways doesn't give you an extra option. You know, but as some of my former gay friends used to say, it just means it expands your smorgasbord a little bit. Oh, I feel so sorry for you people that just go one way.
Very fascinating is that the more I date women, the more I find myself understanding heterosexual men. Let me explain. Exhibit A.
No need to explain. We already knew this. I'm sure that most of you men may remember Acona. Or maybe you don't. Thank God for you if you don't. Hold on 1 second. Me. Acona is an asshole. And she's always been an asshole. And she's one of these people that cropped up a few years ago and was talking about the enormous amount of shit that she was throwing up in her pussy hole and the inordinate amount of people that she was fucking and then all the trials and tribulations that come from doing these stupid things. So let's listen to Anna talk about what it's like now to sympathize with men and MGTOW.
I was on a first date with a girl who asked me out, by the way. This is relevant because when the check came, she never once made a move to pay. Not even like the fake, let me reach for my purse move. And though I don't mind paying on a date, part of me felt like, the offer would have been nice. I was also a little taken aback that she didn't even say thank you. And I never heard from her again. It really made me feel like she just asked me out so she could have a free dinner.
What a fucking shock. That's women doing women shit. That's like bears doing bear shit in the woods. You're gonna get mad at a rabbit because it thumps? No. You're gonna get mad at a deer because it runs in front of a tractor trailer? No. It does what it does. Women do what they do. They lie, cheat, and steal. They manipulate. They fuck people over. They lie about manipulating and fucking people over. It's just what they do. And you're one of them. And I'm not buying your sympathy video, madam.
And the moment I thought that, I was like, oh my God, I sound like all of my guy friends right now. And my argument against why guys should pay for dates has always been like, look, girls take hours to get ready. Our investment is looking really nice for you.
No. No, you don't get to do that. That's the same bogus shit that you say when you say you got to go buy a special female lady razor. Or when you got to get pads or tampons because we have a biological cripple. We have a biological handicap. Oh, it's just not fair. No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to say that because you decide that you're going to make yourself up to look like a geisha, that somehow or another you're starting at a deficit because you do that. That's your fucking problem. You hate us anyways. Don't put on no makeup. Most of us prefer that.
Makeup, clothes, that costs money too. But we were both girls in this situation. We both took hours to get ready, so I definitely felt slighted. Exhibit B. On another date, I went back to a girl's house and I ended up making friends with her cat. That's not a pun. I'm talking about her literal, actual animal. And she said, wow, my cat never likes anyone. I better go out and buy a wedding dress.
You think that this shit doesn't happen? It happens constantly. And this is because people in their social skills have deteriorated and denigrated to such a point where you don't even know what you're looking at anymore when you're talking to another person. Human beings literally are their own self-contained bubbles, just walking around bumping into one another. That's what everything is now. That's what it's become. It's nice of old Miss Acona, who is fast approaching that fucking wall, to acknowledge a little bit of this, but she wasn't acknowledging this shit when she was doing it to people. So it always makes me wonder when these people come out of the closet a little bit, pardon the pun, and they start trying to tack their arguments onto our facts. It always makes me wonder how shallow and vain and silly they really are as humans.
And again, I felt like I got some serious perspective. I have been guilty of making these kinds of jokes on dates with men. I never really thought anything of it. I was just being silly. But then when I was on the receiving end of it, I suddenly understood the panic. And finally, Exhibit C. One girl invited me back into her house, and her specific words were, "Do you want to come in and make out?" Obviously, I'm like, yeah, you're really pretty. I want to press my face to yours. But then when we got there, we both just sat on the couch and she talked till like 3 a.m. And I was like, yo.
Oh, you mean so she baited you with the anticipation of intimacy only to use you as an emotional tampon? Well, gee, that never happens to guys. Good, bitch. I'm glad you got some of your own medicine.
Girl, I gotta wake up at like 6 a.m. I was told there would be kisses here. There are no kisses. And like, look, I don't want to sound like an asshole. Like, I don't mind talking. I love talking. But she could have said, do you want to come in and just talk? And I would have had totally different expectations for the evening. You know, finally I started falling asleep and I was like, hey, I gotta go. And I gave her one kiss and left. And I felt sad that the amount of kisses promised did not equal the amount of kisses delivered.
Wait a minute. Are you suggesting that you are entitled to somebody's love and affection and intimacy? Are you misinterpreting this entire situation? Are you just greedy? Were you raised this way? Are you a fascist, scumbag, piece of shit liberal? I don't know, but that's what you would say to a man in this position, isn't it?
And once again, I felt like a dude who was upset that I did not receive the expected physical kisses I was promised. And I wanted to talk about this because I felt like this has really been...
That's something that I'd like to address right there. She said she felt like a dude. No, you didn't. You felt like somebody who got lied to. You felt like somebody who was manipulated and fucking used. That's not exclusive to men, idiot.
Expanding my perspective when it comes to dating. I finally understand a lot of the complaints my male friends have about dating that I admit I would usually dismiss. But now I really get it when they say,
dating is just so expensive, man. Sometimes I feel like a girl doesn't even like me for me. She just wants, like, a boyfriend.
I wish it were more socially expected to go Dutch on the first few dates, but you're like a jerk if you even suggest it.
and any experience that expands your compassion and understanding is one that I think is worthy of sharing. So what about you? Have you had any experiences that have shifted your viewpoint dramatically? Let me know. I'm Anna Acona, and thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Squarespace has...
All right, that's enough of the shilling. Yo, man, you know how funny it is to see a broad get on here, admit that she's batting for both fucking teams, she's the pitcher and the catcher, and that she runs her mouth about being used by other females in this weird, fucked up, pseudo type of apology, except it wasn't really an apology. It's just her stewing about getting fucked over by women. How odd and strange was this? It was too fucked up to even believe, but there it is right there for you. Anna Acona, gentlemen, Anna Acona. You know, if you look at her face, I mean not this particular pose because God help us all, but she looks, you know, like a reasonably normal person. I mean, if you had never heard her talk, if you had never heard her throw down about all of her sexual escapades, if you had never heard any of the shit that come out of her mouth, guess what? You might think that she was somewhat normal. Guess again, she's not. This bitch has been spewing for years about how many dicks a cactus farm of cock has been run through her. And now she's fucking with the fish. Unfucking believable. Unbelievable these people are. They are unbelievable. Absolute total lack of self-awareness. They have nothing going for them. Zero. Gentlemen, be careful about who you brush up against out here in public. Be careful about who you talk to, about who talks to you, about what. All of it can lead you down the wrong fucking road in a real hurry. Is it outside of the realm of possibility that somebody like this, who is as fucked up and confused as this woman is it outside the realm of possibility that this girl here could false accuse you, could false flag you, could run a campaign against you, you know? Because you know there are millions of motherfuckers out there just waiting to listen to her. They ain't got nothing for you. Take care of yourselves, gentlemen. Stay away from this busted dirt.